Attention passionate Cleveland, BROWNS. Latest news, something big is happening in the AFC North and it could change the game. We're talking about a direct impact on Cleveland Browns' path to another Super Bowl run, a power shift that could leave a division rival stumbling for years. We're bringing this to you firsthand. But before that, if you're a true Cleveland Browns fan, subscribe to the channel to strengthen this passion even more. Show that you're also part of this family. Let's help each other reach 1,000 subscribers. Share with your FRINDS and Cleveland, BROWNS. Let's get to the news, all right, Browns fans. Let's get into what's shaping up to be one of the most intriguing off-seasons in recent memory for our beloved team. Cleveland is sitting at a crossroads, and what the front office is cooking up could have serious implications not only for 2026, but for the franchise's future for years to come. The big question that's floating around right now is what the Browns are planning for next season and beyond at the quarterback position. With a formidable defense, led by the reigning NFL single-season sack record holder Myles Garrett, and a promising crop of rookies on both sides of the ball, Cleveland is looking to build a team that can contend deep into the playoffs. But the quarterback spot, that's where things are getting really interesting. Now everyone's talking about Shedeur Sanders, the young quarterback who made a splash as a fifth-round pick last year. If you watched him close down the stretch, you saw flashes of potential, but also plenty of inconsistencies. That's pretty typical of a rookie adjusting to the NFL, but for Browns fans, it raises the big question. Is Shedeur Sanders the future, or is Cleveland eyeing a different path? The truth is, right now, the team's brass, led by General Manager Andrew Berry, isn't ready to make a definitive call. They're doing their homework, and the offseason will be crucial in shaping their plans. Berry made it clear that Cleveland is planning to do some serious digging into the quarterback market this offseason. He said, "We're gonna do our work on the quarterback market," which, for fans, is a pretty transparent hint that the Browns are exploring all options. But what does that mean exactly? Well, it could mean a few things. They might look to bring in a veteran via free agency, trade for someone with experience, or even draft a new quarterback in the upcoming draft. The landscape of the NFL's quarterback market is always shifting, and Cleveland isn't going to leave any stone unturned. What's especially interesting is Berry's comment about not being able to confirm whether the starter for 2026 will be an internal or external choice. That's a pretty big deal, because it leaves the door open for Shedeur Sanders to potentially be the guy, even if it's by default. The Browns are certainly aware that Sanders showed some promise, but he's still very much a work in progress. He's got the arm talent and the athleticism to be special, but his inconsistency, taking sacks, throwing interceptions at inopportune moments, keeps him from being a clear-cut franchise quarterback right now. Still, Cleveland isn't ruling out giving him another shot in 2026, especially if they want to wait for an even better prospect in the 2027 draft, which is widely regarded as having some of the best quarterback talent in recent years. The fact that Cleveland is considering all options shows just how serious they are about building a championship-caliber team. They're not going to settle for mediocrity, and they know that the quarterback position can make or break their Super Bowl aspirations. The team's defense is already elite, with Garrett leading the charge and a secondary that's been improving steadily. The offense, however, has been a work in progress, often relying heavily on the running game and the occasional big play from the young receivers. But the quarterback is the key piece to unlocking their full potential. Now, let's talk about the other options on the table. Cleveland's front office will likely explore the free agent market for veteran quarterbacks who can step in and provide stability. They might also consider a trade for someone who fits their system and their timeline. The draft remains a possibility too, especially since the 2027 class is expected to be loaded with top-tier talent. But the real question for Browns fans is, will they stick with Sanders, or will they roll the dice on someone new? From what Berry has said, it's clear that there's no rush to make a decision. They're taking their time, doing their due diligence, and weighing all the possibilities. This kind of approach shows a smart, patient team that's focused on making the right move rather than rushing into something. It's also a sign that Cleveland is eager to find their long-term answer at quarterback, someone who can lead them to the promised land. For Shedeur Sanders, the path forward is still very much in his hands. He's got talent, no doubt about it, but he needs to develop consistency and decision-making if he wants to be the guy for the Browns in 2026 and beyond. The coaching staff and front office will be watching closely, and Sanders' performance in the offseason and training camp will be crucial. If he shows the growth and maturity needed, he might get the chance to prove he's the future. If not, Cleveland won't hesitate to explore other options. It's an exciting time for Browns fans because the team is clearly in a rebuild mode that's focused on long-term success. The defense is already among the best in the league, and with Myles Garrett leading the charge, they're a nightmare for offenses. The offense, though, still has some gaps to fill, especially at quarterback. The front office's cautious approach indicates they understand that the right signal caller can elevate the entire team and help Cleveland finally make that deep playoff run we've all been waiting for. In the end, it all comes down to patience and smart decision-making. Cleveland has the pieces in place to be serious contenders, but they need the right quarterback to put them over the top. Whether that's Sanders, a veteran, or a rookie in the 2027 draft, the Browns are committed to building a team that can compete at the highest level. And with the talent they have on defense and the potential of their young players, the future looks bright. But it all hinges on that critical position. Browns fans, keep your eyes peeled. This offseason is going to be a roller coaster, and we're all in it together. And now, Cleveland Browns fans, I want to hear from you. What's your take on this? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. Your opinion matters so much to us and to the Cleveland Browns. And don't forget, I'll be back soon with more updates, so stay tuned for the latest Cleveland Browns news.